All right. Hey, everybody. Hey. Happy day after Easter, right? Hope you had a fantastic Easter weekend and Resurrection Day and all those things, right? So now we're back to work. And boy, listen, we have some things in store for you. But before I get into that, I want to just kind of clear up something that we mentioned over the weekend. And after reviewing our information and my information, we've decided to reposition the 21-day challenge, and we're going to break that thing up, right? And so, listen, man, we really want to be in the best position to serve you. So, hey, I got to tell you something. We kind of reset it. So today we're going to give you an idea of what that looks like, right? And use this week to do a preparation for. We're going to break it down into 5-day sections, right? So 5-day piece coming up next Monday, and this week we're going to just oftentimes, let's get real. There's things that happen and they get stretched out, and you don't always get the benefit of it or you miss it. So we want to condense things down, make it available for you in a way that if you miss it, you have time to catch it, and really just do what we feel is best to serve you. So if you had all set for 21 days, sorry about that. And just know that what our intentions are pure. And if I was like 21 days, the Hope Challenge preview. I left it up there just so you can get with me that you didn't hear things wrong. You heard it right. I said 21 days, and after thinking about it and kind of just praying over it, came back and talked to my partner on this, and she's like, "Yeah, let's do it that way too." And we just want everybody to be aware of it, and there's going to be some things today. We're going to preview what this week looks like, and then we're going to kick it off. 5-day challenge. Same name, right? It's can't really be the same name, but we'll look at the name and do that. Maybe she wants to leave it that way, but we'll just talk about that. But I wanted to make sure that I showed up today. We showed up today, kind of laid out a new framework, a new positioning around it. And it's going to be fire. I mean, if you haven't seen any of it, what we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks with Tiffany Coleman coming in and just dropping bombs and basic fundamental things that you can use as a parent or a dual parent or a parent by yourself, doing it all by yourself. Whatever you fit into, there's a way that you can manage this thing. We feel like in a way that is with more ease, with more peace, and more calm. And listen, we all could use a little bit of that, right? So here, all right, guys. So, and for those of you that just catching this for the very first time, my name is Jeff Tyson, and I'm the host of Conversations with Jeff, who is sponsoring this challenge, sponsoring this whole issues and opportunity to talk around autism, and it's kind of a spillover from heartbreak to healing, pathways to extraordinary love through the divorce process where they're losing. You're going through marriages blow up around this. I think it's a very high percentage of marriages that fall apart when we're dealing with disability in general and autism in particular, where we're speaking to. So it really is um, necessary to bring the expertise of Tiffany in with my expertise around how you get through that process, that divorce process, and what to do afterwards, and all the emotions and feelings that go along with that. So, man, so there's been a lot of stuff. And if you say, "Hey, Jeff, I'd like to get more of that information," DM me, and I'll make sure that whatever it is, and we can talk about what there's a lot. So I don't want to send you something you don't want, right? But something that you can have that you can really use to make your day better and really step into that hope, right? At the end of the day, I want you to feel the possibilities of your situation. Those of you that are really, really in the grind, man, really just kind of try and catch your breath. Just close your eyes and imagine the power of hope, right? And how you get there. So we're going to talk about, the clarity after that, and then provide a community, right, where you can connect to and no longer have to take the journey by yourself, no longer have to suffer in silence. So if that's all right, any questions about what I'm talking about, drop it in the comment section and we can talk more about that. So we're going to go into this week, just to quickly recap, 5-day. Well, I'm going to just bring my guest back up here. We can talk about it while she's here. She got better information than I have, right? That's why you hang around people that are smarter than you. Hey, you guys know that, right? Always make sure you do that, man. Find people that are dedicated and smarter than you and willing to serve. And this is who she is. So help me bring back Conversations with Death, and our whole process of the challenge. Miss Tiffany Coleman. Hey there, what's going
Hello,
on, my friend?
hello, hello, hello. We have made it through a holy weekend and we
Yes,
are starting out our new week. And
yes,
so it is fresh and new. And so we want to jump in. We sorry for the reset that we had to do, but sometimes you have to do that in life. Sometimes you have to pull back, relax, and really just look at what is going on around you and then pivot. And so that's what we are doing. And
yeah.
so today we want to talk about challenging yourself to change as we get ready and we prepare for what we have coming up. We do understand that challenging ourselves sometimes can be difficult. I kind of got on
Mhm.
my sweat outfit today, you know, as as we get ready to become active.
Yeah,
Sometimes we can be in a stage of dormancy where we just kind of are complacent about life and we're like, hey, you know what? I like the monotony, the comfort of the everyday.
yeah,
Well, sometimes we have to push ourselves. We have to say, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm tired of being tired. I now want to do something more. I want more out of life. I want more out of the expectations I have for my household. I want more. I want to think higher. And so that's what we kind of want to talk about today. For just a brief moment of your time. We hope not to keep you long during these sessions, but we do want to speak to these things. So, one thing I want to talk about is challenging yourself to change. And so, my first question is to the audience and even to you is what do you meditate on daily? What's
mm,
what's something that you do in the morning that starts your day? Because as my friend says, you know, that stinking thinking can really mess you up. You know, if you wake up and I'm one of those people, I love sweets. So if I wake up and I put in a donut, I'm gonna feel good for a while, but after a while, I'm gonna tank out, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we don't
yeah,
want you to tank out. We don't want
right.
you to just absorb a bunch of bad food. We want something that has energy that's going to refuel your body and refuel your mind daily. So one thing I suggest is we talked about gratitude last week.
Mm,
Gratitude is so important. That is stopping in the moment, regardless of you might think it's a bad moment, and finding the good in it. Whether
yeah,
it's having a child on the spectrum, sometimes we think about all of the negativity, but think about the positives.
yeah,
Think about the fact that hey, my child is here. You
mm,
know, my child is here and I get to help disciple that child. I get to
mm,
help that child grow. I get to help that young adult grow. Look
yeah.
at the positives in it, not just the negatives.
Yeah, yeah, I love the fact that you're talking about disciple them and look at the positives and growing gratitude. You can't be grateful and angry at the same time, right? It's like they say you can't smile and frown at the same time, right? One dominates the other. And so being active and challenging yourself to take some patience. Right? I mean, it's easier said than done when you just everything is falling apart around you at 100 miles an hour. The way life is, it's not always that easy, right? We get that, we
Yes.
understand that, and back to what you said earlier. What is that thing that you can replace the sugar buzz with? That thing that just temporary with
That's right.
something that's a little bit more permanent that you can fall back to and find something that you can speak to yourself throughout the day and remind you that and I always like before my feet hit the ground, my last moments, I can envision my day. And the last thing I'll do is I see myself hit my feet hitting the ground and just bouncing back up like a little child, right? Ready to go. Just simple every day. My feet don't hit the ground until I see that vision in my head and just shifts the whole, no matter what's going on. At that moment, it's a great day.
Yes.
It might
Yes.
change when I go around the corner, right? But it sets me up because then I can do that all day long, right? We can take
Yes.
something
And
that we can hold
that's
on.
That's good. That it's that trampoline moment.
Yeah.
It is saying, you know what, this might be a dreary situation that I'm going through, but I'm going to use it as a springboard. I'm
Mm.
going to not just sit there and wallow in it. I'm going to say, you know what is the positive, that what's the lesson being learned? I know we talked about gratitude, and
Yeah.
finding those morsels of gold, those nuggets of gold each and every day. And one thing I do, again, I use this a lot. I use the term ABCs a lot because it
Mm.
is something elementary. And so each and every day I may wake up and let's think of something positive about our situation, and starting with today is going to be an amazing day, you
Yeah.
know, and speaking those words, those things that are not as though they are. There's a verse that
Yeah.
says that we are to write the vision and make it plain,
Make it
so
plain.
that we know what's going to happen. So each day, begin to start out, write one word. I don't care if it's just one word that is
Right.
positive, that's what you are going to dwell on and meditate on that day.
Yeah, I like when you say elementary because I was raising my hand. I like things real simple. Thank goodness what we're doing is that, you don't have to have a rocket scientist to be able to talk about how you feel, to be able to talk about serving others, to be present. And the gratitude is such a powerful thing. I've done the gratitude list, when I've had some direction, people would say, hey, for this 7 days, I want you to write down 5 things you're grateful for every day. And in that transition, you go from what you think to your heart. You know
Yes,
what I mean? I mean, it's that repetition and that immersion in there. You really begin to feel. See, a decision really, it doesn't become a real decision until you attach an emotion to it.
yes,
Unfortunately, the thinking is always there. It's always hanging, right? No matter what you're trying to do, it's there. But really, to attach an emotion, like you were saying, that one word. What is that one word? And then smile about it. And every
yes,
time you think of that word, smiling, I guarantee you, right? You do that when things are about to just blow up in your face. There'll
yes,
be some calm. There'll be some grace. I mean, it's
yes.
just there's power in the tongue. There's power in the thought. Man. So,
Yes, yes. And then, I think about the B sometimes is just to take a moment, step back and breathe, you
mm,
know, and breathe in the fresh air of the day, because I say that every day is a gift. It is a new opportunity to correct yesterday's mistakes. So when we beat ourselves up and we say, I didn't do this right with my child, or I could do better, or why is this happening to me? Stop for that moment and look at it as God trusted you with this
yeah,
experience. And so look at it in that way. And then the C is more of the calm. Allow yourself to sit in that
mm,
for a moment. Allow yourself just to sit in that moment and just be grateful. For me, it is opening my eyes, and people take that for granted. But
mm,
open your eyes each day, that is a gift
yeah.
that some people don't get. As the old people used to say, my bed did not become my cooling board. So it is just so funny, some of these things that we've heard as children.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
they resonate with us.
yeah,
And so you are just grateful for a day, because age is just a number, and people are checking out of here at all stages of life. And
yeah.
so it is such a honor and a gift to have the day.
No, I love that. So breathing will bring calm.
Yes,
Right. I mean, and really that whole breathing process and being calm and that just, man, I mean, those are things we can do for ourselves, right? We don't have to go anywhere. I mean, I'm talking about the excuse makers out there. Yeah, I'm the one that just kind of nudges folks along because I know how easy it is to make excuses for
yes,
not doing something and being reluctant to change. So I say this out of love when I talk about it. It's okay.
yes, yes,
You know,
yes,
it,
yes.
it,
That is so true. And that brings me to another point. I say this, what you fail to master will master you. And so if you don't begin to master your thoughts. And sometimes we think, that means we've got to, find some therapist or whatever. No, it is taking account for your thoughts and saying, you know what? When some of that stinking thinking comes in, I need to think something positive. If
Yeah.
it's negative, we know that's not a good thought. If it's something that says, oh, you're not doing well enough, we'll replace it with something positive you know and sometimes we have to encourage ourselves if we don't have anyone around us. It could be as simple as, especially those of us that are dealing with children that may have disabilities or young adults. Make a sticker, get us a post-it note, post it on your mirror. You talk about those mirror moments. Have that mirror filled with little positive things, so that when that child looks at in the mirror, they say, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. When you look up and you feel like, oh, I haven't done everything that I can do, I'm doing all that I can do. I can
Mm.
do all things. And so it is taking those small steps each day to build that foundation in ourselves, in our children, and in our community, to make sure that we feel good about ourselves, our children feel good about themselves, despite whatever label they have. We don't want the residue of the negative things to be there. I think about a sticker, those sticky notes. Sometimes they can leave a residue on things.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't want that to be the case. We want people to wake up each day as it is our new daily bread. Is a new opportunity, and we want to unwrap that gift of the day.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfectly said. I love how you broke all that down and just laid it out there. And I mean, it's just, listen, we're not here to motivate. We're not here to get you excited. More so, want you to understand the power of transformation,
Yes.
right? Transforming over time, over habit change, right? This won't happen overnight, but it will happen over time. And I love what you talked about. What you won't master will master you. That's so important. If we just get up and follow the routine, right, then we'll end up getting the same results we get all the time. And that's why I always talk about the power of seeing the comeback as a lifestyle, not limitation. Right? I
Yes.
mean, life be life, and which way do we want to go? And you're talking about some really great things to do
Yes.
that. So, what do you want them to do so that then we come back on Wednesday, they can have something to feel good about, right? What is something? Give me something. I mean, you talked
So
about breathing and all that. Go
So
ahead.
I want to talk about the mirror moment. You
Mm.
talk about the mirror moment. It's so important because mirrors reflect. And so we want to reflect good things. And so, like I gave the suggestion, the post-it note, write something positive each and every day about yourself, about what you're doing, how you are caring for your child with a disability. Look at them and find that one thing and say, meditate on that, and then go forward from there. Don't just keep it to yourself. Speak it.
Mm.
Our words have power. Speak it every day. Speak hope over your child. Speak hope over your situation. Don't just say, you know what, this is never going to change, it's never going to get
Mm.
any better. It will get better. We have to just understand that you have to take it day by day, one step at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. Used to be a song saying in church. It's one day at a time, and sometimes we have to just sip that tea. We can't guzzle it, but we can sip it. So we can each and every day look at our situation and find hope and find
Mm.
clarity. In those moments, take that breath, find the clarity that you need, breathe out and say, you know what? I can do all things.
Do all things, man. When you just all the stuff you're saying, I mean, those are the things I do. We do in our walk and everything. And it works. It resets, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love how you kind of said the A, B, C's, and then doing something that understands the power of the words and focusing on themselves and know they're not alone. So I'm excited about what the challenge is going to bring, and Wednesday and Friday, more kind of prep for this. So we want you to come in here with your mindset to the best of your ability. Sometimes you may just show up. And if that's all you got, please show up, right, Tiffany? I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
we don't care if you're all excited about what we're talking about, or you're just not sure, you're curious, or you're really just like, but you're coming anyway. Show
yes,
up. We welcome everybody in between. The certainty of, yeah, I need some help, to, oh, heck yeah, I need some help, and everything in the middle, right? So,
yes.
well, Tiffany, hey, do you have anything else before we wrap this up? Thank you for showing up today.
Again, take each day in its stride. A lot of times we think we have to rush through life. We have to rush through the moments. And one thing I can just share with parents as they are going through the challenges of raising a child with a disability, sometimes we think it is the hardest thing to make it through that day. But the thing is this, is that day is only 24 hours. We're going through it. So whatever challenge that we face, it's a 24-hour challenge. So but as a mother who has, watched my children grow up, one thing I regret is sometimes we're so busy just trying to get through the moment or through the day,
Mm.
but we have to just sit in that day, whether it's good or bad, and understand we'll never get that day back. So, enjoy the moment, enjoy the day, breathe, give yourself grace, and know that there is hope and there is a future.
Can't say anything else behind all that stuff other than thank you so much, as always, and looking forward to having you back here Wednesday at 12 o'clock, right?
Yes,
12
12.
o'clock Central Time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Got to you guys a little late. That was on me, but we'll make sure that we show up 12 o'clock, and she's giving you some things to do. So take this information, share it with your friends. Tiffany, thank you so much.
You are
Always good to see you. Good to
so
see you
welcome.
today.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. Take care now.
Bye.
Okay, guys. So you got your marching orders, right? So we reset the calendar for you. It's going to be a 5-day challenge launching next Monday, and we're going to be here Wednesday of this week and Friday, same time at 12 o'clock, giving you some things to think about in preparation for the challenge, right? And understanding that you don't have to be perfect to be part of what we're doing here. Life shows up and pivot, like Tiffany said. So if you're in the middle of pivoting and you feel like all you do is pivot, then I understand that. If you haven't pivoted yet, then let us help you pivot. If you kind of been pivoting, but you always find yourself back in the same spot, listen, we've got something for you, right? Like he was talking about the gratitude, how grateful that you can be, and thinking your words have power and your tongue has the power. Everything that we do to ourselves and that mirror moment exercise. Oh, man. Michael Jackson, say what you want about him. That man had a song about the man in the mirror. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. If you haven't heard it for a while, go listen to it. And if you like it, find it and play it again and listen to the words. There's power in who's looking back at you. It's time to face that person. But you don't have to do it by yourself, right? All right. So, hey, as we always say, come back here and enterprises and conversations with Jeff, collaborative thing, right? Let's begin to see our lives, right? The comebacks in our lives is not limitations, but a necessary lifestyle to gain the purpose that we're supposed to follow and live, and not be struck by limitations. That gains strength through the comeback, and we gain clarity through the comeback. And then most importantly, that thinking goes from the truth. Gotcha. All right. So listen, we want to say thank you. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Let's rise. Let's make this come back together. As always, reach out to us. Go to conversations with Jeff. Like, share, and pass this information on. And hey, baby, it's time to rock. We'll see you later. Have a fantastic Monday. Take care now. Bye bye.